On June 24th, 2022, the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade and thus ended the reign of terror, the primeval Diablo. Wait, hold on, wrong script. So the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade after 50 or so years. I honestly never expected such a change to occur in my life. But it's in these moments where I have to remember that while I'm in the 21st century, history hasn't ended. I honestly didn't expect much to occur when those leaks came out, but this is how I reacted when I first heard of them. Okay, fine. This is how I actually reacted. Throughout my entire tenure on this website known as YouTube, I never actually once thought that abortion should be illegal. My position has always been, well, women shouldn't do them. When leftists and liberals say that women will seek out abortions, I believe them. And it's that core of the female mindset, a truly evil female nature, I would call it, that I've often battled against. Because what exactly would compel a woman to have someone else pull her own child out of her body? Roe v. Wade's overturned nature means that states will... okay, look, you guys should know what it means by now, alright? Like, states are going to vote, change some laws, some states have already banned it, blah, 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 blah. You guys know. My primary concern, while happy with this shift I will add, is the protesting nonsense I've seen thus far. Let's take a look at the top and go down. Michelle Obama wrote an entire 5-paragraph essay that I'm not going to read. And then there's a few tweets from some men. Wait, I thought men weren't supposed to have opinions on abortion, right? Oh, yeah, that's right, my bad. I forgot. Men can talk about abortions, but only if they support them. I almost forgot the rules for a second there. Overturning Roe v. Wade and denying women the right to control their bodies is an outrage and in defiance of what the American people want. Democrats must now end the filibuster in the Senate, codify Roe v. Wade, and once again make abortion legal and safe. Today, the Supreme Court not only reversed nearly 50 years of precedent, it regulated the most intensely personal decision someone can make to the whims of politicians and ideologues, attacking the essential freedoms of millions of Americans. Fair, politicians gonna politician, so anything and everything they say is going to be hyperbolic and drenched in manipulation to maintain voters and good faith. Some might discount their opinion offhand. Nay, what really needs to be analyzed are these pictures and videos. I remember recently a friend of mine said he'd never heard someone say that a fetus isn't a human, and I laughed because
at that point they're abandoning a developed and birthed child versus abandoning or killing a fetus. It's not a human, it's a fetus.
You have Sophist like Philosophy Tube, a username and title he absolutely does not deserve, used a silly violinist analogy to explain to us that a fetus doesn't have a right to use its mother's body to live, even though a fetus only exists because that mother used her body to give some. Some people will go so far as to craft another definition for the word person to justify that killing a fetus is okay.
For truly, a person is someone with a right to life, while a human being doesn't necessarily possess this right.
Because even though it's a living organism, it isn't a person. And then we get to these protesters and their ultimate saber, the Excalibur of abortion talking points. My body, my choice. It's remarkable to me that these people can say this phrase while also being the same people that think the government should mandate vaccinations. You guys think that it's okay to force people to receive a drug they don't want, but it's not okay to force people to remain pregnant? Oh, hold on, wait a minute. Even I'm falling into it. Forced pregnancy, pro-birth, pro-choice, pro-life. Why draw lines here like this is a sports team? The long and short of this conversation is about parents. Notice how I said it. Parents. Because women don't become pregnant without sperm, having the option to kill their child before it gets to be born. Honestly, the tragedy isn't in the potential of the child. The tragedy is in the present. What would compel anyone to look at their own child as a foreign invader? The penis Chad gave to you wasn't all that foreign, now was it? What's even more remarkable to me is that this conversation is almost never handled with any grace or responsibility from the people that want to have access to abortions. So you mean to tell me that this entire time you knew the men that you were having sex with sucked, and the reason you bent it over for them was because you knew you could kill his potential child? It's interesting to me how women go on to sexually objectify themselves too. You men need to care because that means hookup culture will be destroyed.
We're never gonna fuck men ever again.
Yeah, hookup culture is officially dead. Deceased. Ex-nay on the hookup culture. Remember how I said my opinion on hookup culture can change? It's changed. The circumstances have changed, and now the risks greatly outweigh the rewards. And I hope men understand this will not be fun for you. The culture that you've gotten to exist in, where you get to hang out with women casually, first of all, women are fucking terrified and stressed. Do you think they're going on dates? They're in fight or flight mode. I think the dates have gone way down the list of priorities. Hanging out with people that can get you pregnant is now a risky thing. Do we conceptualize that? It's not fun anymore for anybody.
What's this you say? Women will no longer want to have drunk sex with men that don't want them? Oh no, that breaks my heart. Seriously though, why do these ladies always lead with controlling men through their sexuality and then complain about being sexually objectified? Another video for another time, I suppose.
I hate when other women are like, abortion is murder, don't kill your baby. What if I slept with your husband? What if I slept with your husband and he got me pregnant?
I'm gonna say it. The solution to this attack on reproductive rights that's happening in places like America is getting a group of girls together and fucking those male politicians and getting pregnant. Because I am willing to bet everything that they would be very quick to change their stance on abortion if it happened to them in the context of an extramarital affair that limited their chances of getting reelected. So let's take these motherfuckers down one pregnancy scandal at a time.
Yeah, politicians are mostly evil and want to maintain control. This doesn't make you better than them. It makes you the same, abusing the power of life and death to control people around you. I'm gonna be honest with you. You sound evil. You'll create and kill many fetuses to get your way? Do you not realize how terrible that sounds? So, we're just gonna skip the part where that 14-year-old was having sex, huh? We're just gonna sit here and pretend she just woke up on a Saturday and was like, oh man, not again.
I could have killed you, but I chose to let you live. I chose to let her live. As in, I had a choice. All women should have a choice.
Do you realize what you just said? Killed. I cannot wrap my brain around this no matter how I look at it.
If you don't want to use the word kill, that's fine. If you want to use the word kill, that's fine. When you use hand sanitizer, you kill germs. I could have simply chosen to let you not exist, but I let you exist. I let you form past the zygote phase.
Is that better?
So yes, I realize what I just said, and I stand by it. If you want to get an abortion, get an abortion. If you don't want to get an abortion, don't get an abortion, but don't try to oppress my rights.
You know, ignoring the fact that she is clearly stupid beyond reason, you do recognize, dear viewer, that she truly believes that. And she makes no mistake in saying this, that it is her right to kill her child. She actually made it very clear that she understands that's what she meant. The stupid part is going mask off to stop pretending that the pro-choice stand stands for anything other than holding the ultimate power of life and death. A friend of mine showed me this tweet here. "Please," she begged. "I don't want this." "You must. The child is destined for greatness." "And what of me? What of my greatness?" There was no reply. This meme, I guess you could call it, highlights how truly selfish a lot of these women are. It's a bit eerie, especially when you consider what our culture and even fictional media has showed us about the love a mother has for their child. While a completely fictional character, Sarah Connor gave up her entire life to protect John and get him prepared for his role to save the world. Sarah devoted so much of her life to this that she not only changed completely as a person, but almost turned into a Terminator herself. A mother's devotion to her child is something we've seen played out in our lives, and in movies, and in books since I can remember. One of my favorite stories in the Bible, actually, is when two quarreling women came to King Solomon to have him decide who would get a baby they were fighting over. In the most, honestly, silliest of solutions, Solomon commanded that the baby be cut in half and each piece given to the women. One woman was fine with this arrangement, but the second refused, offering to give the baby to the other woman if it meant it would live. That's how Solomon knew that the latter woman had to be the real mother, because only a mother could love her child so much as to give them up rather than they be killed for her own vanity. It doesn't take movies, the Bible, or a super genius to recognize that women have a strong love and protective nature of children. So why is the abortion topic so different then? Why do these women in particular have to pretend that their fetuses aren't even human? Why do we draw up entirely different definitions for the word person? Why do they pretend the abortion is about the choice of a woman or that it's alright? I think the answer is actually pretty clear. We've deified women, putting what they are before what they actually do. The same reason why we protect women is the same reason why they think they're above their very job in nature to begin with. We protect women because they can have children. But in that pursuit of protecting them, we've blown so much smoke up their butts that they can't even recognize that. A lot of these women in particular that support abortions have become so arrogant that they don't even recognize that it is because they can have children that we elevate them so much, not in spite of it. Ironically, fighting for the right to abort your children undermines what makes you deified in the first place. It doesn't really add to it. Which isn't to say that a woman can only be a mother. That's stupid. And if you think that's what I'm trying to say, then you're stupid. Women can be doctors and engineers and school teachers and create innovative programs. But none of those things are why we as a society elevate them so. And thus, talking about how women can have the same type of professions doesn't change the reality that throughout all of human history, we protected women not because they were intelligent, although many are, not because they were strong, many really aren't physically, and not because they were so emotional and kind and empathetic. The Lord knows the modern woman is not. We protected them because they can have children. Which, by the way, doesn't mean that infertile women are exempt from that protection, just to add that caveat. Now, women didn't ask for this power, the power of being responsible for another life. But what we did, though, was raise them to not appreciate it. Honestly, this goes one step deeper. We've taught women to not even really care about themselves, too. Between their cosmetic surgeries and just simple makeup masks, to their gosh-awful mate-selecting choices, women have dirt-low self-respect, but unnaturally high self-esteem. They believe they're wonderful and great for being women, but at the same time feel hollow and worthless, because even they know in their hearts it's praise without substance. That's why so many of them have to keep clawing and begging for attention. We've raised a generation of women who don't even respect themselves enough to not get piped down by men they don't even like. Really, it's not a wonder that there's such a strong lack of respect, care, or perspective on their very child. After all, if you don't even care about yourself, how can you care about other people? Which leads me to my conclusion. Doctor Strange is one of my favorite movies of all time for this one scene alone.
You have such a capacity for goodness. You always excelled, but not because you craved success, but because of your fear of failure.
It's what made me a great doctor.
It's precisely what kept you from greatness. Arrogance and fear still keep you from learning the simplest and most significant lesson of all.
Which is?
It's not about you.
So many women never learned how to be selfless, to sacrifice, or how to be uncomfortable and persevere through what's hard. All while ironically always expecting men in their lives to do that. Having children is hard. I'm never going to take away from how difficult it is. But that power to hold your child inside of you should not be used as a bludgeoning stick to get what you want. We talk about abortions and pregnancies as if men aren't a part of the process. Because again, we deify women. We treat them like they're the source of life rather than its protector. Many people pretend like women can avoid sex. The need for dick is too strong apparently. But also men aren't worthy of them at the same time? It's some crazy cognitive dissonance they have. The reality is, you do have a choice in the men you sleep with. You do have a choice to let your child live or to let it die. But what you don't have is a right. You're only a human. No amount of mental gymnastics or changing of language or pretending that reality isn't what it is going to change that. Not only do you need men to have children in the first place, which by that token alone means that you don't have a right to kill it, but I digress. But that, and this is spicy, and this won't make you feel good, but that it's not about you. Life isn't always about you. Abortions are incredibly selfish. It's selfish out of its nature. How do you have a right to someone's labor in the first place to perform said abortion? But also, how do you have a right to take someone's child from them? And further, how is it a right to kill someone, something, whose only crime is it that it had you for a mother? Whose only crime is that it will now make your life harder? I think the answer is clear. It's not a right. You're selfish. You didn't get pregnant alone, yet you pretend you have to face the entire situation by yourself. How could that be possible if you're with a man that loves you? The result of such pregnancy is a completely different person being created. Present tense or future. So how is this conversation about rights when many people are involved? You're trying to play God here, controlling something that we as humans absolutely can't change, and then pretend that we're talking about a legal issue. No one made it so that women, females, or whatever, have to carry children. It's just reality. It's just how the world works. This responsibility given to you isn't a token that you can use to control people. The reality is, everything is off-based here. If there's one person that should care about the fetus inside of it, shouldn't it be you, its own mother? Once again, my friends, I think we all need to come to terms with one simple fact about life. And that is that sometimes,
it's not about you.
So, with that being said, I certainly hope you guys got something out of today's video. And if you did, man, go ahead and click the like button. Hey, shoot, go and click that subscribe button. Comment in the comment box below. And as always, you guys have yourselves a great day. I'll see you cool cats soon. Adios.